Welcome to the show.
We're going to talk about CNN now. So they haven't had a great couple of weeks. I don't know if you remember this because I can't remember if we talked about it or not, but I definitely read about it. They had to fire some people last week because...
Hashtag fake news.
Fake news. Literal, actual fake news. They reported fake, actual news.
Oh.
Which I know
And
what you're
people got
thinking.
fired.
Isn't that happening all the time? Because everyone always talks about it.
I'm
But
thinking-
no, they actually got caught out reporting something that's not true.
Wow.
It wasn't hashtag fake news. It was
Actual
fake news.
Fake news, fake news.
I've never heard anyone say fake news so many times.
Yeah,
Fake
which is kind of why the reason of like you just can't believe any news anymore because it's ruined.
It's all fake.
Fake news.
It's all fake.
So, a lot of controversy happened last week. Which this is the stupid. There's a lot of stupid controversy and some real controversy in this story. There's a bit of a rabbit hole we're going to go down.
Oh.
So I don't know if you saw last week, a meme was circulating. It was a video meme of Donald Trump in his WWE days.
GIF.
In his WWE days, performing a wrestling move on another person, but the other person had the icon of CNN on their face.
Wow.
Which Trump is famously not heaps into CNN. He calls it Clinton News Network.
Clinton
I
News
think
Network.
Yeah.
it's yeah. This is the funny guy, Trump. And
Okay.
so that and the president like tweeted that him bashing CNN, literally.
He tweeted it.
Yeah, and for some reason, that's what made people annoyed. It was like people got really angry. They were talking about how it instigates violence against CNN,
Violence against journos
The
and
media.
reporters in the media.
which is like
It was that
a bit of an overreaction, I think.
It's a gift.
Totally.
It's stupid.
Get
Yeah,
over it.
like
It's a stupid internet meme. You don't take them seriously.
No.
They're memes.
it was that and unpresidential behaviour.
Which is like,
How can you say
it's Trump.
it's unpresidential? He is a president. Everything he does is presidential
No, not true.
because he is the president.
No.
There is an argument there.
Yep.
So it's a stupid one.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's,
Okay, that means a lion.
Yeah.
Anything a lion does is
Yeah.
lion-like.
It's a behaviour
if it goes,
of a lion.
If it goes into a coffee shop, stands up and orders coffee, that's lion-like behaviour, isn't it?
I've
you
never
can find
seen
a
a
line-
lion
What
do
if he
that.
offers? What if he orders a covfefe?
Anyway, fake news. Don't listen to Ye Chen.
Hashtag fake news.
Okay, so that's not what we're actually talking about, but that's the beginning of the story. There's a bit of a rabbit hole. to
Have
go down.
context.
Okay.
Good to have context.
So, apparently, the originator of this meme, as in the person who created it, was a user on Reddit, who we know did it because he literally claimed it. He
Right.
said, he called the president the MAGA emperor himself. He's like, the MAGA emperor himself retweeted my thing, which is a very internet forum kind of thing to say.
What does
So-
MAGA stand for?
I don't know.
Make
Make
America,
America
great again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
MAGA?
I thought he just spelled mega wrong.
Do you know what POTUS is?
I know
It's got something to do with president, but I don't know. Right?
President of the United States.
Oh.
And then FLOTUS
Is First Lady.
of the United
I-
States.
I knew like it was affiliate. I didn't realize it actually stood for that.
POTUS and FLOTUS.
Yeah.
MAGA.
Wow.
what
I
else-
didn't know
what
about
else do
MAGA,
you know?
but I did know
I
about
tell you what I do know. Do you know what the Reddit user's name is?
What's his name?
Tarn Asshole Solo. And one of the best things about this story is watching news reporters try to navigate around saying that word. Like, someone needs to make a supercut of it just people going, Han blank Solo, or this was his name, and then a picture of it comes up, and people just, Han a-hole Solo. Like, it's classic. And
Han Asshole Solo. Just
so,
a good classic
good
user.
guy CNN, otherwise known as terrible guy CNN, thinks, hey, you know what we should like investigate?
What?
Let's investigate the Reddit user who created the meme. Because why not, right?
Why?
Let's try to ruin someone's life for no reason. And so, turns out Han Arsehole Solo doesn't have a great internet history.
He's a bit of a
Arsehole? I think you were going to say racist.
I thought you were going to say troll, actually.
So there's like I won't like say them out loud because they're quite offensive, but there's homophobic stuff, Islamophobic stuff, and
Racist.
yeah, I was gonna say, what's it against black people? Is it phobic? Is that a thing?
I thought
Just
it was
racist.
Racistophobic?
Just racist.
Just racist.
Okay.
It's just
but like
racist.
it's specifically
Okay.
black people. It's not like everyone.
Oh, there was Asian stuff too.
Oh yeah, and Jewish people actually. So yeah, sorry.
He just
Racist in general.
Anti-Semitic, they get their own one.
yeah, I know. Why
Yeah,
don't we get
yeah.
our own word?
Surely there's got to be one for racism against black people.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, sort of.
No, they do.
That's not what I meant. You're taking me out of context.
Somebody cut that out. Cut that out and loop it.
Okay, so CNN kind of had started to investigate this guy and figured out like who he actually is, because in his like Reddit history or whatever, like there's some very leading statements that you can kind of triangulate who he is. So think about everything like you've said online, and like you could probably figure out who you are from everything you've said online, right? Right,
Right.
Yes.
guys.
I type my name into stuff all the time.
I
I
think.
don't Google myself.
I mean, look, it's a scary thing to be targeted by such a big network. I think if somebody looked through all of my Reddit comment history, they would say that I'm homophobic, anti-Semitic, racist. Like
Sexist.
the things you say online, and just like they don't look at the conversation, they just look at what you've said.
Yeah.
Taken out of context can be dangerous.
You could do that to this podcast.
Ali just did it.
So
Really?
there's a lot to this story, but let's just cut to it. In the article, it says, it talks about. So, okay, I skipped a step. Reddit user Han Arsehole Solo he deleted all his Reddit history and posted an apology, which
making
he's since taken down. I'm not sure why he took the apology
It
down.
was taken down by the subreddit.
Oh yeah, the
He
mods
posted
did.
on
Sorry,
there. The moderators took it down.
he was talking about I'm not anti-Semitic, I'm not racist, I'm not homophobic. I'm just kind of an internet troll. There was like 3 paragraphs. I'm just kind of boiling it down, paraphrasing, so to speak.
Fair enough.
And he's like, I'm very sorry. I didn't realize trolling could ever like affect me in any real way. And it's like it's actually an addiction for me, like trolling, that is. Which, what would you guys say trolling is? I was actually trying to think of the definition of it.
That's when you just say stuff to make people mad on the internet.
Is that it?
That's exactly what it is. It's
Yeah.
when you're purposely offensive on the internet, but not to offend people, but to be funny.
To make some conflict.
Yeah, but I think there is trolling that happens that is meant to be offensive to people.
I think it's all meant to be offensive, isn't it? Isn't that the...
Not necessarily. Like if you go to Justin Bieber and you're watching his video and you type a comment, Justin Bieber looks like an idiot, and then some girl's like,
I've got it.
Nah, he's cool.
It's when you
That's
cause
trolling.
it's when you cause conflict online without an agenda.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty light version, but I would see more... Yeah. Anyway, trolling. He's
just being
he's
a troll.
addicted to it.
Yeah.
But that's stupid.
So
It's not a real thing.
the CNN article, we'll get there. We'll
Calm
get there.
down. Calm down.
Okay. The CNN article says, we figured out who this guy is, but we're not going to publish it because he apologized and that he is trying, he doesn't want his family to get a bad name and things like that, which is pretty reasonable. Good guy, CNN.
Fair enough.
And then there's a paragraph break and another line that says, we reserve the right to publish his information if we want to.
Doesn't it say we reserve the right to change our minds if we want
No,
to?
publish
Yeah.
his name if
The situation
basically
changes.
if his behavior changes.
Yeah.
If the situation changes.
And that's where the controversy is. People are saying
Right.
this is blackmail. People are saying they're bullying a teenage kid, which that one's kind of been debunked because everyone who kind of followed the trail figured out the same thing the CNN people did, in that he's not a teenager. That's one of the few things that's actually been confirmed. But CNN hasn't changed this article. They keep saying this sentence and keep defending it in... What was the defense of it?
I think it was because there was no agreement between them because they have never interacted.
Right. They're saying it's not blackmail because of that. Even though it's a blatant threat.
It is.
To what?
It's definitely
What's he
a
going to
threat.
do?
He's going to publish his information. This guy who has talked about blowing up Mecca.
No, but what is he going to do? What are they saying? Don't do this, or we'll publish your
Basically-
information.
It doesn't say. It's just a blanket
Yeah,
threat.
it just says if his behavior changes, which basically the
It implies a lot.
Yeah, what's implied is if you go on to make more.
I don't think it
Judge.
says if his behavior changes. It says if circumstances change. If the
It doesn't actually say circumstances. It puts the responsibility on him and what he does.
I would like to know what it says.
Yeah.
I will bring up the quote. Keep
Look it up
talking.
while we keep talking.
Okay.
So, like, there's a lot of dumb layers to this. Firstly, the fact that the world's taking an internet troll seriously,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a place like Reddit.
This is the ultimate troll.
Maybe.
He's trolling us right now.
Yeah.
What?
Which I kind of, like, you felt bad about the guy until you saw what he kind of posted.
Yeah.
But then if you've ever used Reddit, there is some weird, dark subreddits. And they're pulling stuff from these kind of weird ones where the whole point of the Reddit thread, which is kind of like a conversation online, is to say the worst thing you can possibly think of.
And
I thought that's what Reddit was for.
That's what they're using to say he's
Yeah,
anti-Semitic.
but they're not saying what conversation it's from. They're just pulling out the quote. Do you know what I mean?
literally thought that's why people are on Reddit.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm on Reddit.
Yeah.
Is to kind of have anonymity to say whatever you want and
Yeah.
kind of to push the boundary and have no repercussions, which is, I guess, kind of the idea of Reddit.
And to quote CNN is not publishing Han A Whole Solo's name because he is a private citizen who has issued an extensive statement of apology, showed his remorse by saying he has taken down all of his offending posts, and because he said he is not going to repeat this ugly behavior on social media again. In addition, he said his statement could serve as an example to others not to do the same. Here's a line that causes the issue. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change.
I don't really have a problem with that.
Should any of that change? So the fact that if he no longer has remorse and decides to do it again, that they have the freedom to publish his name.
I think there's a big difference between blackmailing someone and just a corporation covering their backside.
Why isn't this blackmail to you?
Because he has nothing that they want. There's nothing that they're trying to stop him doing or trying to make him do.
So why do they need to threaten him then?
They're not threatening him. They're just covering their backsides because they're trying to look good. They're saying we're not going to reveal his information because we're good guys. But somewhere down the track, maybe things will change and we'll have to reveal that. So let's just put this in here. So if that happens, we said already that if we change,
They don't
reserve
need to
that
though,
right.
because if something else did happen, the new story would be what else happened.
That's right. It's more the way it comes across is we're not gonna reveal his name because he's apologetic, but if he's no longer apologetic, we will reveal your name as a punishment. And
I don't think that's what it is at all.
It's not what it is, but the way it seems
It's
is
what it implies,
if he messes up online again,
Well, are we talking about what it is or what it seems like?
what it seems like, because they're writing, like, they're journalists, they should know how their things are going to be read and interpreted.
Well, I think we should talk about what it is, and that's not what it is. It's not a threat.
I think it is a threat.
Why would they threaten that? What
Exactly,
do they have to
that's what
gain?
everyone's
That's the
so
question.
annoyed about, is they
Yeah.
don't need to threaten them. They're the bloody
It's-
corporation.
It's not a threat. They're just covering their backside.
If you put yourself in his situation, do you think it can be considered a threat?
Wait, no, because he has.
When you've said things about people that you know, like in a country that size or in a
he
world,
has nothing to gain or lose.
Well, he does have something to lose.
Oh, so if
he has a lot to lose.
So if he comes out again and says racist and homophobic stuff,
yeah.
if he comes out as
Well,
a
I think
racist and
I think
homophobe,
he's more saying if he comes out and does something that tarnishes CNN's brand, they're going to publish his name, and he knows and they know that there are going to be people out there who are going to try and find him and kill him.
no one's gonna.
No, that's a bit
That's-
overkill. But I think a big factor in this is you should be able to be anonymous online, and he clearly was trying to be anonymous online. and they're taking things from a forum in which, like, yeah, what he said was terrible, but he obviously wasn't taking responsibility for what he was saying.
Maybe you should be able to be anonymous online, but you're not. Anyone who thinks they are is silly.
Yeah. Well, that's a hard one to argue.
I think it's completely ridiculous. Like, this guy made a GIF, and now everyone cares about him all of a sudden. Like, it's stupid. Like, no one should care about this guy at all. There's millions and millions of people who are way worse than him that people should be interested in.
I don't think it's the fact that they care about them. I think it's the fact that CNN just were a bit strong about it.
Yeah, CNN's weird. Like, they're trying to look cool. They're trying to be like, yeah.
Which they said it perfectly before that last sentence. It's just that last sentence that really doesn't need to be there.
The funny thing is, if they didn't say that part, they would have come out the good guys in this situation. They would have been the corporation that did the right thing.
But the whole thing shouldn't be that. They shouldn't say, we're not going to reveal his information because he's done this. They're a news network. They should report the news. They shouldn't be, like, telling people that they're not going to reveal information because of
that's
things.
true.
Yeah.
And they're investigating, and it's like the fact that it's so unimportant. It's a bloody internet troll you're investigating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because they're a news network and they're not going to report the news. That's what they're saying. We're not going to reveal information that we've discovered doing our jobs.
But that's another thing about that is they have a lot of things around it. We're definitely not experts in this, but apparently they are breaking laws.
Absolutely. Of course.
How they're investigating it, like finding out like about him.
Oh.
Like what's his name? Julian Assange tweeted some very complicated things about it that sounded true, but I'm not a lawyer.
They had numbers and letters. 135B.
He was
Section 4A.
He talked about collusion. Yeah, he talked about collusion and stuff. I'm like, far out. That sounds like they were doing illegal things. But yeah, I think it's like, why are you picking on an internet troll? You've got the biggest troll in the planet in the bloody president's office. You don't need to pick on this poor guy.
That the president retweeted the meme.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it all came from. So the president retweeted something. So let's find out about the thing he retweeted, who made it, where it came from, and then let's get that thing.
I think this guy was a bit dumb. This is what he should have done. When it all blew up in his face, he should have contacted the White House and said, the Clinton News Network is trying to get me. Help me, Donald Trump. And Trump would have gone above and beyond.
Help me, Donald Trump.
He would have gone above and beyond to make sure that this guy was all right.
That's just not true.
Well, but he hasn't come out and tried to help him since. So why would he help him if he said, help me, Donald Trump?
I think he would have, because he retweeted his gift. That's the reason this all started.
He would have heard about this story already now.
Trump hasn't really said anything about it since the gift.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's because if he says something against CNN, then he's supporting the racist guy, and if he says something against the racist guy, then he's supporting CNN. He can't say anything.
I think you're right. I don't think it is blackmail. You've turned me around on that one, but it still is just.
It's just stupid.
But from his point of view, he can't really move now. Like, what if he takes one step wrong, and then everyone's going to find out his information?
I
don't think CNN can track him.
I think CNN's moved on already. They're reporting other things. No one cares.
I doubt that because of how much attention this has got.
But this guy, what's he going to? He's going to go on, make a new username, go and troll some people, and CNN's going to be like, oh, this guy came up. And then it's going to be confirmed that they're blackmailing him. And then they'll just get in trouble.
Yeah, well, it's become a thing now. This guy is going to be known as Han Arsehole Solo, the guy, because of how much... and it wouldn't have been because of the article. It was just because of that one line in the article that everyone's kind of flared up about, and that it's kind of made a celebrity out of him.
He'll just get a new email, make a new username.
Hard not an arsehole solo.
Hopefully, there's probably so many Twitter names that just kind of got bought up so quickly after this. Do you think Han Arsehole Solo 1, Han Arsehole Solo 2?
Yeah,
the list goes on.
Han Arsehole Solo with the ampersand symbol.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a fake Twitter account tweeting racist things out about it.
Probably.
I love the internet.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a dark place.
I don't like that this has brought seriousness to an internet space that is meant to be dumb
Yeah.
Just silly.
Yeah.
and random.
That's right.
What does this mean for other people on Reddit? Like, is everyone going to stop trolling now?
I think be smarter about putting your actual information in the same account that you troll with is the biggest lesson from this one. If you're going to be ridiculous on the internet, don't put like your house address on the same account.
I think it just. I don't think it means anything. Like it's just a absurd oddity.
Keep making memes.
Yes.
Keep the meme alive.
Keep the memes going.
Meme on, people.
Love a good meme, eh? Love
That
a good meme.
is it for CNN.
Great.
Yeah.